One of the most common questions I've gotten in the comment section of my YouTube videos on Archero 2 is which character should I unlock first? And with the new Treasure Island game, you're gonna get shards for new characters, but you have to use them carefully because you're only gonna get so many of the treasure tokens or the treasure coins. If you go into shop, and then in the bottom right, you'll see exchange shop, and you'll see that you can exchange your coins or your those treasure tokens for shards of characters. So you can either use them for the Otta shards, which you'll only get 5, or you can take 2 of those and you can get a random epic or a random rare. So we're gonna quickly look at the characters and break down which is the best for you and your playstyle. So let's start with the rare. So rare is Alex. You start with Alex, that's a default character. And with level 1, which you have as a default, you increase red heart drops. And then as you go down and you level Alex up, you'll be able to unlock things like attack speed for 10 seconds after a crit hit, in-match experience gain plus 10%, and then guarantees a crit on the next attack after taking damage. So nothing really spectacular. It's a very sort of standard, what you'd expect for the default character. But now let's look at the other 2 rare characters. So there's Nyanja, which you can't unlock unless you have the actual shards. So you can't use diamonds, you can't buy it, you have to unlock him with the shards. But let's look at what he actually is, or she. But let's look at what Nyanja actually is. So at level 1, you're gonna get an increase of movement speed, and you periodically release the swift wind to push back and damage enemies. You know what that's like, is that's one of the powers and skills in the game where you can sort of push people back by walking near them. Level 2, you increase the swift wind range and you double the damage, which is pretty nice. And then level 3, it triggers an explosion on monster contact. And level 4 significantly reduces the swift wind cycle. So if you're one of those players that likes to get up close, and it's almost sort of like as melee as it gets in this game, but if you're somebody that likes to be in there in the action, then Nyanja is a pretty good bet. Helix, on the other hand, is a little bit more dangerous. Now, Helix you can unlock with gems. And if you know how to use Helix, it can be a very effective character. So at level 1, lower HP increases your attack up to 20%. So the lower health you are, the more powerful Helix can be. At level 2, attack speed plus 20% for 5 seconds after taking damage. Level 3, attack power plus 20% for 10 seconds after taking damage. And level 4, attack speed plus 20% when your HP is less than 50%. So if you're a skilled player who doesn't mind taking some damage and playing at a lower health, then Helix can be an extremely powerful character, which I actually like. That's sort of my playstyle. I like to take the damage, sit back, get that increase in attack. And as you level Helix up, you'll also get those bonuses for the attack speed, plus the power, and then the more speed. And as you go on and continue to level them up, you get more and more of those. So you have to be a skilled player to use that. If you think, that's not the kind of style you like to play more safe, then Helix is not the person for you. And in some ways, I would actually say Alex is probably a better bet if you don't like to play, that style at all. So now let's look at the epics, because you have Seraph, who you can unlock for $30. And I absolutely love her level 1, where you get a 50% chance to encounter the Valkyrie at the start. So before you even face any enemies, you can be powered up with the Valkyrie, which I think is incredible, especially when you start to see what some of her other powers are. That's a really strong way to get started. And at level 2, you get the chance to get another skill when healing is selected during the angel encounter. So not only are you healing yourself, but there's a possibility that you'll get a skill on top of the heal. At level 3, the chance that max HP is not reduced when making the devil pack. So you can make that pack with the devil, and there's a chance that you get the devil's power without having to sacrifice any of your health. And then level 4, where it's easier to get higher quality skills when acquiring new skills. So she's giving you that luck boost. And if you're a gambler like me, you like to take those chances because there's good payoffs there and there's no downside. You're not sacrificing anything. Now, you're sacrificing the other skills that other players might have, but there's a lot of advantage to some of the bonuses you can get if luck falls on your side with her. Now, Dracula, this is my absolute favorite. I know there's all kinds of different tier rankings out there and all that. I don't care what any ranking says. Dracula is, in my opinion, the best character in the game. I'm tempted to just spend the $30 to unlock Dracula. That's how excited I am for some of these powers. Let's break it down here. Level 1, chance to absorb enemy HP during attacks. So as you're attacking, you can be exactly what he is, a vampire, and have vampiric attacks where not only are you inflicting damage, but you're also regenerating your own health. Absolutely love that. I don't think there's a better level 1 in the game. At level 2, excess healing will be converted into damage on the next attack. So if you're already full health and you get more of the hearts, then that's going to calculate from HP into damage for your opponent. So it's going to help your attacks. Level 3, when your HP is above 50%, your movement speed is plus 20%. So this is the opposite of Helix. Helix more effective when you have low health. Dracula more effective when you have high health. In level 4, I absolutely love level 4. At full HP, Dracula's attack power is plus 40%. Absolutely incredible. I don't think there's a better player in the game. Now, we're going to look at one more after this, but Dracula at the top of the mountain for me. And then you have Otta. Otta, you cannot buy, you can't use, gems for. You have to unlock them, and right now you can unlock them using those shards in the Treasure Island event, or the Island Treasure Hunt. But level 1 Otta, you'll see the higher the enemy's HP, the easier it is to land a crit. Great for boss battles, right? So when you have a boss who has a lot of health, you have a much better chance of getting crit damage in there. Level 2, after taking damage, your crit rate increases 40% for 5 seconds. Level 3, crit hits can insta-kill minions below 30%. And at level 4, well, first of all, that in and of itself is amazing. Level 4, the farther the range, the higher the crit rate, up to 15%. So there's lots you can do here to increase your crit rate. And I think, if it wasn't for Dracula, I really like that. I mean, I feel like that's go either way with the with Seraph. Seraph, you've got the luck. Dracula, you've got the health. And then with Otta, you've got a very balanced crit damage. So it's like a much better version of Alex. So my recommendation is once you get into Treasure Island and you go into the exchange shop, I personally am going into the epic character shards. Now, some people will say they're going to go for the Otta shards while they can get them in this event, and that I understand that logic completely. I get that. However, in my opinion, I would much rather have the epic characters, either Dracula or Seraph, than Otta. But personally, for me, for my playstyle, I really want Dracula, and so I'm going to be going for the epic character shards. So that's my recommendation. People asked, who should I unlock? I just sort of went through, and hopefully you heard through those different options something that resonates with your play style, because there is a character in here, I think, for everybody. And just because it might not be for somebody else, or the power rankings might be lower, if you hear something like, oh, that's definitely how I like to play, that's the character that you want to focus on. Now, these could all change as the game updates and they add new characters, but as of right now, that's how I would go about unlocking. So if this was helpful at all, please make sure you give this video a big like, and make sure that if you've subscribed, you turn that notification bell on so you get notified every time there's a new video, especially when we do the codes videos. You want to get those right away because they don't last very long. I'd also ask, if you get a second, let me know in the comments section below which character you most want to unlock, or if you've unlocked one, which character do you enjoy playing with the most? And if you have any other recommendations for fellow players, definitely help each other out. I'd love to hear some firsthand experiences of these characters. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.